think that everybody know Disney had made a new The Lion King movie called Mufasa. In the movie we all knew that Mufasa was a lost cub who lost his parents. He was once a lost and confused cub that turned into a strong leader of his own Pride Lands. That time he met his brother Taka, and there he had a close bond towards Taka's mother. Mufasa and Taka also moved into a better place called Melio. Why? Because they were under attack by a group of lions called the Outsiders. Fast forward, Taka and Mufasa had finally reached their destination, but while they reached Melio, Mufasa didn't believe he had saw his own mother. In the movie, Mufasa had a lovely parent called Afia and Masego. They used to tell about this mystical place called Melio. They never knew it was a real place. Soon after his mother's arrival at Melio, something was off. His father wasn't there. Mufasa asking where is his father Masego. His mother said he didn't make it since the Great Flood occurred in his place while Mufasa was a cub. There was a great flood happened, and it is the reason on why Mufasa got lost and separated from his parents. Masego, his father, helped Mufasa to reach a higher place and to run away, saving himself. Then, Masego was never seen again. Disney wasn't really clear about Masego's death, so to understand how he died, we have to go back to what we know. The current of the flood that swept Mufasa away was really strong. While his father was trying to get him out, we see that the current of the water was getting harder on him, so now you probably think he didn't make it out of the flood, but I don't think this was the only possibility. You see, there was also a bigger threat called the Outsiders. For those who don't know, it's a pack of white lions who are way stronger, and their main objective is to rule every land they could find. The Outsiders are always on the hunt, so they scavenged everything they could find. Since Masego, Mufasa's father, was also swept away, Masego could also be lost in a place called Valley of Kings. Here, there are many Pride Lands. Kirros is also one of them, so it's sad to say that Masego was killed by Kirros without Yuru, her wife, knowing. Because in the cartoon version of Mufasa being king and having a son called Simba, in that episode, Mufasa tried to save Simba from a bunch of stampede, and Mufasa successfully saved Simba. By that time Mufasa is seeing his brother, Scar. He asks for his help, but Scar, who wanted his throne very much, and this was all a part of his plan, killed Mufasa by pushing him off the cliff. His death was resulted of a great fall and a bunch of stampede crushing him. So we see that Mufasa and Simba have quite a similarity with Masego and Mufasa. Masego could have got killed by the Outsiders after saving Mufasa from the Great Flood. An interesting theory, the whole natural disaster where the water broke down and drowned Masego was actually a trap set up by Kirros. I think Kirros and Masego might be close friends. Just like Scar and Mufasa, Kirros being the manipulative one, just like Scar, and Masego being the strong and brave one, just like his son Mufasa. The killing itself could have been brutal, a swift and ruthless strike to ensure that Masego could not rally his strength or fight back effectively. With Masego out of the way, Kirros could have seized control, using his cunning to cover his tracks and make it appear as if Masego's death was due to a natural cause or something that simply happened. The aftermath would be devastating for the Pride Lands. While Kirros might have initially risen to power, his rule would be one filled with tension and unrest. The Pride would likely be divided, with many loyalists to Masego secretly plotting his overthrow. Kirros' rule, fueled by murder and betrayal, would ultimately be shaky, as the true legacy of Masego's wisdom and compassion would live on in the hearts of the Pride's loyal subjects. Kirros then staged the scene to look like a natural death, a tragic accident in which Masego had wandered too far into dangerous territory and fallen victim to a wild animal attack. Or perhaps even a sudden stampede. When Masego's body was discovered, there were few who could believe the truth of what had happened. Kirros moved quickly, securing his position as the new ruler of the Pride Lands. He silenced those who questioned his rise to power, using his loyalists to suppress dissent and crush any rumors of foul play. He used Masego's death to justify his own leadership, claiming that Masego's death was the result of his noble attempts to bring peace to the land. He positioned himself as the lion who would bring the Pride Land's strength and security, appealing to the Pride's more restless members. But while Kirros might have thought his rule was secure, there was a deep unease in the Pride Lands. Masego's death left a void, and not all lions were willing to accept Kirros' rule. Many still remembered Masego's wisdom and compassion, and they began to quietly conspire to undo the betrayal that had taken place. Even as Kirros consolidated power, there were whispers of a rebellion brewing beneath the surface. The spirit of Masego, though physically gone, remained alive in the hearts of those who had followed him. Kirros' reign, built on treachery and lies, was bound to be fraught with unrest. The Pride Lands, once peaceful and united, were now divided. Kirros may have taken the throne, but he would always have to look over his shoulder, knowing that there were those who would never forget the true nature of his rise to power. And so, the tale of Masego and Kirros became one of tragedy and betrayal, a dark chapter in the history of the Pride Lands, one that would echo through the generations. A reminder of how the pursuit of power can destroy everything, including the very kingdom one claims to protect. And if you like this video, consider subscribing and tell me what is your opinion based on this bizarre theory. Thanks for watching and peace out.